देवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. देवसुतं देवं. A warm welcome to you today on this lovely topic that we are covering. In fact, we are covering 3 topics today: mood, what to do about mood, and second is relationships. How can we look at our relationships? And thirdly, wealth or finance. Now, each of these topic can be discussed for hours and hours, maybe days, maybe months. Just one topic we can talk about for months, let alone an hour or 2 hours. So, too much information is no information, because what are you going to do with it? So what we want to do is distill it, keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it small. And today we are going to discuss those. But before we go ahead, a warm welcome to you, Ben Maraben, Jai Shri Krishna. Sorry, તમે unmute કરજો બેન તો જોડાશે.
Jai Shri Krishna, sorry.
No worries. Good to see you, Hema Ben.
Thank you. Sorry, Martini Avayu. My ભાઈને છે ને COVID થઈ ગયું હતું એટલે હું ગઈ હતી.
Oh goodness. How's he doing now?
It's fine, it's fine.
That's nice. God bless him. ભગવાન એને ખૂબ સાજા તાજા રાખે બધાને. Health is wealth, as we all know. So yes, definitely. Today is a heavy day, Ben. Today is the last day, and it's a heavy day because there's a lot of information to gather and understand and question. So, Ajay, I would recommend you to have marathon energy, because we are covering 3 topics in one go, and I promise to cover it within an hour once we start, within 1 hour. પણ પૂરો 1 કલાક લાગશે આજે. If it is too much, don't worry. As you know, I'm going to upload these videos and make a playlist for you to share to your friends, your family. They can catch up later on time as well and see how it can be useful to you. So you can use this videos like encyclopedia. Go to it back again and so forth. But before we go ahead, I think we should take some questions, which I have got kindly from Dilesh Bhai, as always. But before we go ahead, let me welcome Pramod Bhai. Good to see you. Jai Shri Krishna. Can't hear you, Bhai. You need to unmute.
Okay.
Wonderful. Majama Mara Bhai. So good to see you.
So good to see you as well.
Indeed. I was just saying to Hema Ben that today's discussion is going to be full 1 hour once we start. So it's a heavy one, but we are covering 3 different topics today. And it's so be ready to take up a lot of notes, and I hope they will come in handy. Again, I would not like to claim this is all my knowledge. None of that it is. Everything is borrowed. My Guru has given me, I'm sharing it with you. So, no ego there at all. Barobar? And we also got Urvi Ben, who is joined in. A warm welcome to you, Mara Urvi Ben. She has joined us from Africa. So, warm welcome to her.
That's good.
Yes. ઘણીવાર લોકો ડાયરેક્ટ ફેસબુક ઉપર અથવા યુટ્યુબ ઉપર જોડાય છે, but today we have only done the YouTube, not the Facebook. Facebook is under repairs, if I may say so. It's going into service. So we are going to do YouTube and Zoom only. Okay. So before we go ahead, Pramod Bhai, Hema Ben, Urvi Ben, and other family friends who have joined in, I would like to take some questions. Some of them I've got from Dilesh Bhai. So let's go ahead and see them one by one. So over here it says, how can a bodybuilder do some simple exercises? Oh, I think we have covered that one. Next one, let's see. Can we have coconut water as part of liquids to drink as part of drinking? This was to do with the nourishment and having very good hydration in the body. We need to drink plain water as much as possible, I always say. Some people say, what about orange juice? What about this juice, that juice? Any juice is including coconut juice is very good in small amounts. I'm not talking glass full. I'm talking maybe half a glass. It's really very good, but it's full of natural sugars. It will spike your sugars. However, if you have coconut pulp, you see the white thing inside in the coconut, you can have as much as you want, no problems. No weight gain, no extra weight you will lose, gain, that is. So, this coconut itself to eat, the white bit is good. But coconut water, if you drink too much, again, weight gain will start. Next one, I have heard that brown rice is much healthier than white rice. So, would you consider eating brown rice over white rice? I think we covered it in some length, but my personal view is brown rice is very good so long as your digestion system is super powerful, because digestion of brown rice requires very heavy work for your tummy. Remember, the brown rice has the bran outside, and to digest that bran, your digestive system should be very powerful. Okay? And after that, what I would recommend is white rice is easy for nearly everyone to digest, but again, it will spike your sugar levels unless you put vagar. So I do the easiest thing, and that is Jeera Rice. Use a generous amount of ghee or coconut oil. Do jeera sorting into it, jeera, and then you pour it over the rice and mix it up. That rice now, because it's covered with fat, it will not be so high in sugar. Okay, it won't release sugar straight away. So that's a better way to take rice. We have other grains like couscous, quinoa, and barley. Would you consider consuming them? Very good. Soak them, rinse them 3 times, and then cook it. Very good. And how about eating corn products? I think corn products, if I'm not mistaken, is made by soya. And in general, I would stay away from soya itself. Unless you're using soya beans, which are fresh beans, you can wash them, you can sprout them and then cook them and eat them. Then they are fine, but not in that way. Next one is, if somebody has got blood thinning and is on medication that reacts with certain foods and fruits, then would you consider them to eat in terms of food and fruits? No. Don't clash any fruits. One of the fruits which is well known in that sense with high blood pressure is grapefruit. So if you are on high blood pressure medication, you should be careful of taking grapefruits. So on and so forth. So be careful. Ask your GP. Over here it's saying, would you consider people changing from being a vegetarian to becoming a vegan? Well, yes and no is the answer. No, if you got organic cow's milk and the cows are really well taken care of, then you don't need to convert. But if you are going to get the regular market milk and cheese and everything, which is full of lots of other things than milk, means there are a lot of other bits like hormones, like injections given to the cows, and all that seeps into the cow's milk, then yes, it's better to be vegan. So it's a mixed answer. Next one, there are lots of plant-based foods you can buy in shops. People who become vegan, would you consider buying these foods and consuming it? Yes, to a certain extent. But remember, you want to go to the shop and buy things which are the least processed foods. So try not to buy things in packets which is pre-made for you. So pre-made chips, pre-made jacket potatoes, pre-made cooked tins of different things. Tinned food, I say stay away from it. So anything that is being heavily processed, don't have it. We also eat bread calling rotla, which is made from bajri, millet flour. How about that? I would say bajro is one of the best grains to use. So use bajro happily. Especially in winter, it will give you energy. But remember, you have to add fat to it. So butter to it, or ghee, or coconut oil. Don't eat rotlo without fat. Fat is very important in everything, in rice, in dal, in sabzi, in your roti, rotlo, everywhere. Fat should be there. Otherwise, your GI index will go up, and because of that, your insulin will spike. And if that happens, you will gain weight. Okay, so be careful. Next one. Many people have various forms of allergies. What would you recommend to someone who has allergy to eat in terms of food and fruit? This is a tough one, very tough one. Go by elimination diet. Figure out what is causing you trouble and avoid it. Simple as that. But you want to slowly reintroduce the foods as well and try it. Because suppose if you are allergic to something, if you have tiny bits also, you can have anaphylactic shock and die due to that. So you have to consult doctors and specialists before you even try it. Be careful. You've been pre-warned. Finally, there are many milk alternatives such as almond milk, soya milk, oat milk. Would you recommend them? If the cow's milk, remember I said earlier on, the cow's milk is full of other bits and bobs, which there shouldn't be, then in that case, yes, have almond milk, not soya milk. Oat milk, okay. Almond milk would be the best, but I would not buy it off the shelf. I would make it home. Very simple. Have you tried to make it? Literally takes 5 minutes. At night, take a handful of badam, almonds, soak it in warm water. In the morning, rinse it 3 times and put it in a blender with water. Zzz. Run it in a blender and then sieve it. You got a fresh almond milk rather than the milk that was sitting in the shelves for days and days and days. Don't have that. Not a good idea. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's too many questions left. I think we'll have to look at the questions later on because otherwise we won't be able to cover the 3 topics that we wanted. So I think we'll call it a day over here on questions and we will go to today's 3 videos. They are going to play successively. Okay, I'm not going to interrupt in between. 3 topics at the same time. This is going to be full 1 hour. So brace yourself, prepare yourself. There's a lot of information coming your way, a lot of good quality stuff coming your way. Be open-eyed and have focus. Okay, don't get distracted. A lot of people cannot, focus continuously. So I'm just saying, be ready with pen and paper and learn. Learning is the only thing that makes you better in life. Okay, so here we go. Mana, mood, they go together. In our mind, different thoughts constantly come along, and hence they create waves of mood if we connect with them. So our brain, our mind, often interchangeably used words nowadays, so we'll try to use them to keep life easier to understand. Although there are different parts. Mana is different, Chit is Ahankar, Chit and Ahankar is different, brain is different. These things come in different layers, but that's going into minute details. So on the surface, we see that whether you are sleeping or you are awake, whether you're walking or talking, even if you're doing nothing, there is a constant barrage of thoughts coming in constantly. You are not making it. Most of them, you don't make them. They come automatically to you. Correct? You might be able to see them if you are in a quiet place and quieter mind. So you can sit down and just do a small calming exercise. And you can see different thoughts are appearing non-stop. Constantly they are coming and going. We don't know where they come from. We don't know where they go. But definitely you are not making them. Because if you had to make it, you would have to consciously make an effort to do something. Like to drink water, you have to go to the kitchen, fill up a glass of water and drink it. You have to do some action. These thoughts come without action. And so, number one thing we have to understand, and that is, we cannot get rid of thoughts. Thoughts will be there regardless, all the time. They will come, they will go. And this topic today is not about meditation, so we are not going to talk about how to reduce them and calm them down as well. So what are we going to do? We have to understand that we are not our thoughts. We have to disassociate from that. So suppose somebody calls me a bad word. I'm talking about myself. I can choose two options. I can get angry at that person and say, I'm not that. Why did you tell me that? I can counter that and fight with them. In that return, what will happen is my blood pressure will go high, I'll be stressed out and I'll be worried. And I'll have to get angry as well, maybe. And option 2 is realize that I am not that what person told me. So suppose if somebody tries to say something bad to me about my appearance, well, it's their choice. It's their decision what is beautiful and bad, not mine. So I can say, fine, it's your choice to say what you like, what you perceive. I perceive my looks differently, so I'm fine the way I am. That way, I don't get angry by what they have said. Make sense? Most of the time you can use it this way. There are some times when you have to clarify the situation and fix it. But 95% of our problems will go away and we'll get a better mood in our lives if we get rid of this reactionary lifestyle, that we have to react to every little stimuli that comes our way. And so, at the same time, the biggest problems that we face and the biggest benefits that we get in this world is from people. Okay? So your car can only make you so much happy. But if you have your friends in your car and you go out and have a party and have a good time, good fun, that is more fun. And so, we have to understand that people in our lives will bring us joy, happiness, fun, the way we say it in the modern world, or they will bring us stress and worries in our lives. So mostly we have to learn to deal with these people. How do we deal with them? Very easy. If there are toxic people in this world that you know of, you have to unfriend them. That's the best solution. If there is a toxic person, don't fight with them, don't argue with them, don't make them enemies. Just keep more distance between yourself and them. So, simply speaking, unfriend them and don't become enemies. So if you meet on the road to that person, you say, hi, hello, and then you walk away. That way, what will happen is that person who's got negativity will not give it to you because you are out of their sphere of negativity. Remember, wherever they are going, they are taking what they have. If you don't want that, what they are giving you, go elsewhere. It's like shoes. If you go to a clothing shop who don't keep shoes, you will not get shoes there. You'd only get clothes, isn't it? So, in a similar way, if you want to have food, you want to have lunch or dinner, you wouldn't go to a clothing shop. You would go to a restaurant. Similarly, if you don't want that negativity from those people, stay away from them. Yes. Shatrunam buddhinashostu mitranam udayastava. Number 2, if you got family members, you can't get rid of them. They are part of the package. You have to learn to live with them. And in that case, what you do is you reduce the interaction times as much as possible. You reduce the interaction amount as much as possible. That way what happens is that you don't interact with them too much, and therefore you save yourself from the negativity. So the first chunk we got rid of was negative vibration people. Some people are very medicinal. They want to fix the people. So some people go around trying, saying, this person is bad, this person is bad, this person is bad. May I go and fix them? Well, it's up to you if you want to fix them. But I haven't seen in my life yet that I can change somebody. Okay? And if you can change somebody, well done to you. Yes, now somebody will say, what about a bad person becoming a good person? In that case, what I will say is that they already had that good streak in them, a little bit percentage of goodness, and you just nurtured and cared for that, and that grew. It's like that in your garden you got seeds of tomatoes and cauliflower. The seeds that you nurture, the seeds that you give fertilizer to, the seeds that you give water to, the seeds that you give sunshine to will grow better. And the seeds that you neglect and don't water that seeds, they will not grow so well. Exactly, that's what you have to do. What you do is the relatives and friends who are near you, the good ones you support, nurture and improve, and the troubled ones, you leave them on themselves. Let them take care of themselves. If you try to fix the world, then good luck to you. I wish you genuinely good luck. Go ahead and do that. It's not cup of tea for myself, and I don't recommend it to general people, because in general 99% of us are not intellectual enough, powerful enough, strong enough, resilient enough to go about and fix others. Because if you try to do that, they will dump all their negativity and stress on you, and you will carry that burden on yourself and work yourself up, stress yourself up. So, we are there to help the world, but we are not there to fix the world. We cannot fix the world, the whole world. We can only help some people at some times. So that's first realization to understand and follow. Next one. Avoid stimulants. So some of you might like coffee, some of you might like sugar, some of you might like tea and other stimulant drinks. What they do generally is they increase your blood pressure, or they increase the circulation. They increase the caffeine in your system. They increase the other chemicals in your system, and other hormones in your systems are increased sometimes. And because of that, you feel fresher, energetic, and you can work faster or maybe longer. But remember, wherever there is going up, you're always going to come crashing down. And so, if you want to avoid the crash, you want to avoid the surge. And therefore, we are saying avoid stimulants. Okay? So, music-wise also, I would say it can be stimulating. What you want is a calm, relaxing, nice, happy music. Too loud, too powerful, again, is a stimulant. Because then when the music finishes and stops in your life, you come crashing down. And then crash is not good, it's not fun, so you will try to again find another way to stimulate yourself up. And therefore you will see drug users and even the tea coffee people, they like to drink more and more tea, more and more coffee. They like to drink more and more stimulants. Because they get high and then they get dropped down, and then they don't like to go down, so they have another glass of it to go back up again. So their life is always going up and down that way. Not very healthy. Not very good for you. Next one. Reduce your workload. Most of us today are working a lot. If you see in developed countries, I'm just talking about them, they have got so many people working too much that they end up with fatigue and burnout syndrome. You might have heard burnout. If you go on the net and try to search burnout, you'll find thousands and thousands, if not millions of documents and articles on why we get burnt out, how to avoid it, and so on and so forth. Especially the world in which we are today is constantly connected world. Constantly mobile phones and other gadgets are giving us dings, pings, messages, notifications, and constantly adding workload to us. It's a slippery slope. And so, what I believe is, for the creativity to flow, you need space. And that's why most people who get creative ideas, they get it when they are swimming, when they are showering, when they are walking in the woods, when they are just chilling, when they are doing nothing. That's the time the creative thoughts, ideas fall to you. But if you're constantly doing something, constantly doing, you got no space to think or let new thoughts come to you. And so, whatever work you're doing, if you think that is quite a bit, then it would be a good idea to reduce it. I would say 5-day week is a good idea. You work for good 5 days and then have 2 days for other bits like family, fun, socializing, shopping, cleaning, relaxing. That is the way to live healthier and longer life. Sometimes, and I know one or two of my friends are workaholic. You call them and say, when are you free? And they look at their diary and say, oh, Monday to Thursday I'm doing this, then Friday I'm doing that, then Saturday I'm doing that, then Sunday I'm doing that. And they look around. After 1 month, they find one tiny slot somewhere. That's the recipe for disaster. A, you will get old early. B, you will get stressed out. C, you might even get burnt out. It's not good for you, not good for your family. So reduce your workload. Now, mood enhancers are also to do with your activity levels. If you have a sedentary life, you just sit around doing nothing, couch potato kind of person, again, that's not good. So do you see now the pattern? Too much work is not good. Too less work is no good. So you want to incorporate exercise in your life, exercise in such a way that you consciously don't have to worry about. So say, for example, you go to your office and in the morning every day. Now, what can you do? Park your car or come off the bus 2 or 3 bus stops before. Every day, purposefully. And then walk that last little leg of your journey. If you are in your business and you have to, go in the lift to upstairs and downstairs, try to finish your lift journey 2 or 3 floors before. Walk your way up. Walk your way down. So you don't have to go extra out of your way. If you can afford to go to the gym, well and good. But this is the easiest way to accumulate exercise in your life. Of course, do yoga and meditation. It will enhance your mood a lot. Further, after exercise in your life, try to see if you can eat correctly for mood. Mood enhancing foods mostly are fruits and vegetables. Have colorful fruits. If you can afford it, have organic fruits and vegetables. And very crucially, don't worry about kiwi and banana and this and that unless you've got health problems. In that case, talk to your doctor. If you're generally okay, then eat 7 different colored fruits daily. So yellow is banana, red is apple, and so on. 7 different colors every day. And you can have a palmful. This is the size I'm recommending. 1 handful is 1. So you have 7 of those spread out. Vegetables, cruciferous vegetables are very good for mood enhancing. Cauliflower, broccoli, maybe Brussels sprouts as well if it works for you. Next one is going out and about in Mother Nature. Most people nowadays stay indoor. Either they work in the office and then they go in the car and then they go in the front of the sofa, sit in front of the television, then they sleep in their bedroom. Do you see? Even when you are going in the car, the windows are up. Air conditioning is on. So fresh air is not coming to you. You're not going to the fresh air or allowing the fresh air to come to you. And air is not the only thing. The better thing would be that you go to a grass, you go to the garden, you walk with the people, you walk with the animals, dogs, cats who you have. Have a good time outside in sunshine. Go into the sun. That's the way to fix our mood and enhance the mood. Next, it's reduction of something which is causing our hormonal imbalances in our life, and that is sugar. Knowingly or unknowingly, we consume too much sugars nowadays. And sugar also comes hidden in the form of carbohydrates. So say for example, you are having cornflakes. Nothing against cornflakes if you have in medium amount, but people put some of them, a lot of cornflakes. And they think it's fiber, it's whole wheat. Why not? Well, if you look at the carton of that cornflakes, you'll realize around 70% of that is carbohydrates. And most of that 70% will convert into sugar in your body. It's not good for you. So reduce your intake of sugar and at the same time increase the amount of water that you drink. Not colored water, flavored water, just plain water. Plain water. Drink generous amounts, but not too much. So listen to your body. If your body says, I want more water, drink it. Basically keep hydrated. Further up, as I said earlier when we started, we need to reduce the bad people's company. Okay, I gave you the toughest job first, but now I'm giving you a happier job. And that is, find good people in your life, actively go and find and make friends with them. Socialize with them. Ideally, I would say a friendly meeting should be there at least once, if not twice a week. So you should meet your friends, eat, drink, and socialize with them at least twice a week. If you don't do that, again, life will get boring. Because all work and no play is not a good idea. Now we are going to some other levels from outside stimuli. How can we get better other than the food and the life we live? And that is music. I would say we should listen and sing at least 11 different songs a day. Now you see when it works. You can have one song when you are in the shower, one song when you are out of shower and preparing for your work, and then few songs in the break time of your job. Maybe one or two songs in the evening with the family. It can be bhajans, it can be prayers, it can be filmy songs, it can be anything, but it should be good, happy, fun music. And finally, again from outside sources, make sure that you have your blood tests done twice a year with your GP and get them tested. Make sure that you got the right vitamins, minerals in your body. So you got enough B1 vitamin, B12, D3, K2, all these different vitamins. If you run out of any one of them in your body, you won't be a happy person. So that is a good thing to do. And finally, you can do all these things, but if you're not slept well, if you don't sleep well at night, you will be a groggy person every day. And so, find ways to relax your life where you can go to your bed in a very relaxed way. During the sleep, you don't get distracted. And in the morning, preferably, you get up by yourself, not alarm. That way, you have rejuvenated and recharged this body. If you follow this basic rules and guidelines, then mood will get much more better. You'll get happier and joyful in your life. More relaxation will come to you. and you'll have fun with people around you. So, if you have any questions, furthermore to discuss, just drop in a message in the line, in the message box, and we can take it from there. Hari Om. Relationships. We all have relationships in our life, whether we like it or not. And we live in this world with our family, friends, relatives, neighbors, spouses. There are various kinds of relationships. And if we don't know how to be good at them, we have a miserable life. We have secluded life. We have a lonely life. Because no man is a success by themselves. Because when you get ill, you need help of your doctors. When your tap is broken, you need a plumber. When you need a good friend to sit and talk with, you need a friend. For your own life and company, you need spouse. And so, relationships in our life is inevitable. We need to have them. But then, when we have them, we need to learn to maintain them. If we don't maintain it and live in our own small bubble, there is no fun in life. Life becomes boring, stressful, and people don't socialize with us. We cannot live to our potential. So, how do we navigate so many different relationships? Very easy. Satyam vada, dharmam chara. Meaning, if you take these two things only in your life, your relationships will become stable. First is Satyam Vada. Always say the truth. There's no chance of mixing up now. Second, Dharmam Chara. Be following of religion and tradition and culture. Don't leave your religion behind. That will act as an anchor. You will anchor yourself and not get swayed. So let's start with relationship number 1. And that is our parents. When we are born, when we come to this world, our first relationship is with our parents. We need to make sure that we learn this relationship. Our parents, and I'm talking through all my examples, I'm talking about majority of the time percentages. So our parents take care of us, nourish us, guide us in our life. So it is our duty to do the same to them when we can help them. Remember, when we were little, we didn't know how to walk or talk. They taught us how to speak, how to walk, what to do, what not to do. And so, it is our duty to honor and respect their choices and follow them as much as possible. When they grow frail and old, remember when we were frail, when we were little, they took care of us. So when they are frail, it is our duty to take care of them. That's our first relationship. We got to get that right. Secondly, when we slowly grow up, we get our friends in the neighborhood. So we go and play with them. We play with them in the park, in the school, playgrounds. And this is where you will have a can of different ideas coming in. See, with your parents, it's only 2 people with 2 different ideas, 2 different ways of doing things. But when you go to a class or a school, you end up with 100, if not thousands of different ideas and different ways of doing things. Some will be meat eaters, some will be vegetarians, some will be vegan, some will wear different kinds of clothes, some will have different color of skin. You'll find so much variety in life. At that time, you have to learn to navigate that. So say, for example, you're a vegetarian and your friend is non-vegetarian. To fit in life, it shouldn't be fair on that non-vegetarian that we force them to convert to vegetarian and become like us. We shouldn't do that. Unless they willingly, happily understand it and do it, that's a different thing. Same for ourselves. We shouldn't try to convert to their choice to just keep them happy. So in friendship, what I'm saying is, we have to understand that we are all different, accept our limitations, and work in such a way that we complement each other and we don't try to be the same. Okay? We should carry our uniqueness, our identity, whilst being very good friends. Finally, who's a friend? We've got a very good understanding in the Western world. It says, a friend in need is a friend indeed. May you get friends and may you become friends to such people where you are helpful to them. Just talking and chatting and socializing is not good enough. When your friend needs help, you should be out there helping them in a big way. That's good. Also, backbiting, cheating, or talking something wrong about your friends behind them, never a good idea. What best to do is, if your friend has some flaws, talk to the friend face to face, one to one. Tell them, I don't like this about this. Can you fix this? Or I think this is wrong. Can you do something about it? When you want to say something good about it, about your friend, then say it to the others. Talk to others about their good deeds. And when you want to say something bad, something negative, something to fix, then tell it to your friend. And talking about fixing, I believe you cannot fix anyone. You cannot fix anyone. You can help them see the light, but you cannot fix them. It's not possible. They have to fix themselves. So, if you have a friend who you think they need to change something, just point them out the pros and cons of what you want them to change with. And they might not like it. If they like it, they might adapt it, but not to the percentage that you want. So that's relationship with your friends. And as we grow slowly, we go then to our neighbors. We realize, oh, that auntie stays with us, that uncle is the next door uncle, and so on and so forth. Now, we need to go and learn to socialize with our neighbors. How? We do it quite often. Number one is we share meals. So suppose we've made nice savories, nice puddings at home, bhajia, samosas, anything like that. Then we go and give that to our neighbor a bit as well in a portion, in a container, and say, oh, today we made this. Can we give this to you? Sharing is caring. Learn to share. And what I do something again very practical, and that is I tell my neighbors, if you have birthday parties or any occasion where you're going to have more cars at your home for some reasons, why don't you park in our parking area? So I just ask them, tell me a day before, and we'll move our cars the night before further down the road so that you will have space as my neighbor to park your cars and your friends' cars who are visiting your home in our car park. So see where you can share, where you can care, and where you can help. Be useful. Just hi and bye is not a good neighborhood relationship. Because when there is emergency, only they can come to help. Let me give you an example. You call 999 police, you call ambulance, you call fire brigade. It will take them some time to come, correct? It will take them some time to come. But if you have a neighbor, they can come to you in a flash. They could be of quick assistance. They can give you a helping hand. They can support you. They can call other people for you and do, reservations and phone calls and explanation and so forth for you. So, keep very good relationships, not only with your friends, but with your neighbors as well. And this is all building up. So we start with our parents, then with our friends, then with our neighbors. And when we are a good person in that, we then hopefully try to go for a job as we grow up. When we do jobs, we'll have line managers, boss. We will also have colleagues to work with. Again, like everywhere, there is some politics going on. Little bit or more. You have to understand the dynamics of that place and not fall into the trap of taking sides and fighting with each other. You want to avoid that. Find neutrality and be good to everyone, because you never know who is going to get promoted next, and they will become your line manager. And if you had a fight with your colleague thinking he's just your colleague, well, soon if he becomes or she becomes your line manager, you are going to get into trouble. Or if they don't become manager, but they've got good close relationships with the line manager and you don't know about that, they can give you trouble indirectly. So, somewhere or another, therefore we say what goes around comes around. So learn not to fight, not to argue, not to take extreme sides. Find a happy medium with your colleagues. Again, be useful to them as much as possible in your life. Why am I saying this time and again? Be useful, be useful, be useful. Because if you are useful to 100 people, maybe, and I'm talking maybe, 20 of them out of 100 will return the favor. And that will be of immense help in your life. But if you help 100 people and expect all 100 to help, then nobody else in the world but you are the fool. Don't make a fool of yourself. Even a gardener knows this. Even a farmer knows this, that if you go to a farm and sow 100 seeds, not all 100 will grow. Quite a small percentage will only grow, because some seeds will be picked up by birds. Some seeds will rot away. Some seeds will fall on stones and they will never grow. Very few seeds will grow, and even that will be eaten away by some, birds and other animals. So, success rate of 20%, I would say, is amazing. It's extraordinary. So, if you help 100 people and 20 people help you in return, well done. Don't expect more than the more. If you get more than that, well done. God's grace. But that's how I put the ratio. So you got friends, you got neighbors, parents, of course, you got colleagues, and once you got good income coming in, you are yourself a more stable person, then maybe you can look at having a permanent relationship in your life with somebody. I'm talking spouse, husband or wife. When you look into that, this is a tricky one, because friends you can change, jobs you can change. Changing a partner, very tough. Ideally, you want to not go into that direction of changing partners. You want to have one good partner where possible and stay with that person as long as possible. And so, over here we want to make sure that we avoid as many differences as possible. Let me give you an extreme example. Say, for example, one person in the relationship is meat eater, one is vegetarian. What are they going to do? Well, I've seen a lot of people like that who have successfully and well, in a good way, made it happen in their lives. But it is still a struggle. In the sense, are you going to cook two different meals all your life? Because vegetarian is not going to eat meat. What are you going to do? Are you going to cook vegetarian all your life for everyone? Or are you going to cook non-veg meat every day? In that case, the vegetarian person will be suffering all their life. It's a tricky one. Cooking 2 meals a day, different kinds of meal a day for life is not an easy job. Same way, you cannot even share your food which you ordered in the restaurant if it's meat and vegetarian. Do you see the angle? It's tough. It's very, very tough. So where possible, where the choice is available, try to go with a partner, with a relationship where there is less differences. However, you flip the coin and then somebody says, can we have 100% match? Again, I don't recommend that. It's not a good idea. Because then your life becomes boring. There's no freshness, there's no uniqueness, and there's no difference. So you want little bit of difference, not a major one. And that little bit of difference brings spice, brings flavor in your life. That's why I say, may you have little bit of difference, but not too much in life. Same goes for your height. Same for your successes in your life. You shouldn't ideally have a mega successful person marrying a totally loser in life. It's not a good thing. Where possible, find somebody in your own category or in the ballpark, if you see what I mean. And that will be of great help in life. So that was the spouse. And after spouse, what are you going to have last in life? After that? Your children. Yes. First you were a child and now you will have your own children. So take care of your children. They are your future. They are the future of your country. Educate them. Make them full of character and spirituality. Make them anchored and make them learn and understand the importance of good, hard work. Make them understand the importance of spirituality and being nice to others. It's a tough job being a parent. You have to go through so much, but it's worth it. So from childhood of yours to childhood of your own child, you see there's a whole journey. And now you can repeat it later if you live longer and healthier. Your children can grow up, they can have their children, and you can mentor them and support them as well. So you can repeat this. It's a cookie cutter approach. What is that cookie cutter? Satyam vada, dharmam chara. May you become very nicely anchored person, not easily swayed, always saying the truth, always being fair to everyone, and following the religion, the dharma. Once we have this, then your children knows that your parents, you know that your children are in a firm grounding. They will not sway. Nothing will change them. They will be dependable children. They will be dependable parents. And that's what we want in our relationships. Harihi Om. Mana, mood, they go together. In our mind, different thoughts. Harihi Om. Financial plan. Spirituality doesn't work by itself. It needs support. Prayer alone doesn't fill your tummy. And prayers alone don't pay your bills. The fact of life. Everything is required in this life. It's like making a curry. You need all the ingredients, but salt is also part of that. If you put all the ingredients in the curry and forget to put salt in, then that curry is not going to be tasty, isn't it? And so we have to be careful that we can't get carried away into spirituality whilst not working at finances correctly. Finances are very, very important in life. And as we know, nowadays in the Kali Yuga, money makes the world go more than it used to before. And so we need to have a financial plan nowadays. What is that? We have to be independent. Now, most people see this word in a different way. The way I see independent is, if you do financial organization in such a way that in your life, money flows freely and easily to you, so that you don't have to stress and worry, and you can have a good life. That is how financially free we should be, and that is independence. Whereas I know a lot of people in my life, some friends and some neighbors, they have massive, massive houses, beautiful, beautiful cars, wonderful furniture, great holidays. But quite a few of them are struggling. In the sense, every morning before 7 o'clock, they are out of their house rushing to get to the office to start their business. Now, this can be seen two ways. A, they've got joy of it, they've got fun of it, they enjoy doing that business. In that case, it is nice. Well done. Go for it. All more power to you. But then I see a lot of people who are stressed out, worried, and really not happy, but still they have to go in the morning to the job. Why? Because all these houses, all these cars, all these extensions they have done in their house, they have to pay loans for that. They have to pay their mortgages. That's a loan, isn't it? And so you have to see that by accumulating too many things in life on loans and then running around like a hamster on a hamster wheel to pay all that loans, is that a wise strategy? It's not a wise strategy in my eyes. And so here I am going to give you some ideas from my traditional background, how we should possibly look at it, or how we may look at it. Put it mildly. Whatever money we earn, say we earn an X amount of pot of money every month. First, we should earn money. If you're not have money, then this discussion is pointless. And to make money, what you want to do is be useful to others. The more people you can help, the more money will come. Simple as that. This is only the income, not retention. Remember, you can earn $1 million a month and spend $2 million a month and you'll be in negative $1 million every month. Correct? So, earning certain amount is not going to solve a problem. But we'll address that in a bit. First of all, we need to earn money. So find a way to be useful to more and more and more and more people. So say, for example, you do gardening. You can do gardening by yourself with your lawnmower. How many gardens a day? 4, 5, maybe more. But you cannot do 50 gardens a day. If you did that every day, then you would stress out your body and health and your machines. So what is better thing to do is, not only you do your own gardening, but you involve other people in your community, in your society, who would like to do gardening. You train them up, maybe give them equipment, start a gardening company, advertise, do business, and then when you get lots of inquiries, you send your teams to go out and do gardening for them. Now, instead of you going to house and doing gardening, you can put a manager in your office and you can manage the office and the manager and the team along with. That way what happens is you can now do gardening for more than 100 people a day. Do you see? Without you going to single garden. You can manage it and you can run it as a business. Now what happens is, even if you go for a holiday for a week, your manager can manage all the teams and the staffs and send out the work automatically while you are sitting on the beach. Make sense? So now, the first scenario was I take my own lawnmower and go house to house and start doing gardening. But the problem with that is, the day I am ill, the day I cannot do gardening, I will not get paid. But if my teams are doing this, and my business is doing it, my organization is doing it, then I can have fewer worries of doing these things myself. I can have my team sort things out. And so, there's a lot of education required in it, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of learning curves. It's easier said than done. But the point is, we need to be financially free. We need to have income, and income, the more income we want is to be got only by helping more people. So every time the question you need to ask is, how can I be useful to more and more people with the skills I have? whether I'm a barber, whether I'm a cleaner, whether I'm a good chef, whether I'm a basketball player, how can I help more and more people? How can I be of use to more people? That way we will have money. Now, say for example, you got a pot of money every month coming in. Now it's a different skill to handle that money. The first skill of earning money will not help you now. This is where a lot of people fail. I know about a lot of rich people, in the sense financially, they've got a lot of money coming in, but they've got even more money going out every month. So like they are earning $1 million, they are spending $1.5 million. So they are in red, $500,000 every month. Do you see the problem? They are poor. And so we don't want to make that happen. The best way, according to my plan and suggestion, is you live on half. So say for example, you're making 100,000 a year. You should learn to live below 50,000 expenses every year. Below 50. Simple as that. It won't be fun. It won't be easy. You will not have so many holidays or good quality holidays. You won't have decent cars. You won't have decent housing. You won't have decent clothes. You won't have decent, great designer things in life. Because you have to save money in the starting. But persevere. Work on 50% of your income only, and the rest of the 50%, use it wisely. The first thing you do with the leftover 50%, which I said to save, is 10% of that you should donate. Diksha Danam, Tapastirtham. Wherever possible, make sure you are donating 10% of your income. Learn to donate. It gives you two things. Number one, good karma. You are donating. That's a very good karma. And number two, it makes you, in your mind, feel generous and giving personality. Remember that example I said, that a person who is earning $1 million a month and spending $1.5 million, when that person looks at their balance sheet, they will be in sweat, they'll be in worries, they'll be thinking, oh my goodness, I'm in negative $500,000. That person will not feel rich, that person will not feel happy. Whereas, if you are living in less than 50% of your income, and you got a big chunk of your income sitting there in front of you to be used in a good way, now you'll feel better. But you'll feel best if you take 10% and donate it. You will feel rich. You will feel generous that I have got this money which I can donate. I can give. Remember, who can give? Those who have. Poor people cannot give. Poor people don't have anything to give. They are poor. How can they give? I'm talking money. If you are poor, you cannot give. And so, to give, you need to be rich. And the only way to be rich, with whatever your income is, whether it's 10,000, 100,000 or a million or a 10 million, the only way you can do is that you have saved some money from your pot. And so I say, time and again, only 50% of your income should be used for spending. 50% should be not for spending. So live in a smaller house, have a cheaper car, have cheaper holidays, have fewer holidays, spend less on things, cut, save money. And when you got 50% savings, out of that, you should, first thing you should do is learn to donate. Have a generous lifestyle. What do you do with the other 40%? Now you can look at it. On that 40%, you can use it as a thumb rule to pay yourself first. So you put 10% of your money in savings in such a way that it's never ever to be touched. It is emergency money. You never look at that 10%. You just set it and forget it. I would even automate it. So, say for example, you're earning a certain amount a month. Say you are earning 10,000 a month. Or about. So, I'm just to keep your numbering easy. You're earning 10,000 a month. 1,000 of that should automatically go to a savings account, which is non-touchable account in your mind. The idea is, unless there is a severe emergency, you will not touch it. No matter what comes in your life. Even if you get old, you don't touch it. You set it and forget it totally, get mentally out of you. That is super emergency fund. Keep on building it. But in such a way, not in the savings account, because then you'll have negative money, because inflation will eat your money away. So inflation proof that investment, maybe into stocks and shares, into index traded funds are the best, I would say. Some people like gold. Cryptocurrency, I don't understand, so I can't talk about it. I can't talk about something that I don't understand. But yes, index traded funds like S&P 500 or something, and gold is a good idea. That's your 10% gone there. So your 10% you donated, 10% you invested as if you are not going to look at it at all. Now you're left with 30%. You're left with 30%. That 30% has to be used like a seed. Like a seed. If you go into your garden and sow one seed of an apple, what will happen? A tree will grow and you'll get multiple apples in return. Voila! You got the idea now. Take that 30% of your income and seed it. Meaning, invest it in new adventures, new businesses, new ideas. And like all ideas, or most ideas, 90% of them will be flop. They will be, how do I say that? Statistics generally show us that out of 10 new businesses that are coming out, 9 of them will fail. 9 of them will fail out of 10. So if there are 10 new businesses coming in, only 1 will survive. So if you're doing the maths, you need to make lots and lots of businesses to have one successful business. Of course, starting something quickly and stopping it quickly, again, that's not an interesting thing to do. But you want to start a business, start something and take care of it, nurture it for quite a while. I'd say good few years, give it good love and care and attention. And even still, if it's in negative territory, maybe then you can make a call and say, okay, I'll let this go. That way, every month your income, 30% of your income is going towards your new businesses, new investments. You're trying something new, something special, something unique, something different. And few years down the line, you will see 1 or 2 of those businesses will slowly start to take off. And when you see those successful 1 or 2 businesses, put all your effort in those now and make them grow faster and better. That is the way to financial freedom, as well as lots of other ways in this world. So, let's see where we are. This is very simple. Investing is one of the most boring things in life. It's nothing very fun. In the sense, as I'm saying very clearly, the first thing I said is stop spending too much. Live within your means, meaning live within your 50% of your income. Right there is a trouble. Most people wouldn't like to do that. They would say, you live only once. Well, they don't understand. What if you live till 80 years old and you are skint and you're poor and you don't have money? You're going to beg and borrow? Just because you said, you live only once and you spent all your money in your young age. That's crazy. Don't use those sciences in that way. You have to learn to sacrifice today to get a better tomorrow. You have to invest today to get better tomorrow. That is how finance works. That is how the magic of compounding works. If you don't invest today, there is no compound interest tomorrow, not at all. Forget compound, you don't get normal interest because you didn't invest in the first place. So ask yourself, how much did you invest last month? How much did you invest this month? And how much are you planning to invest the coming month? Basically, this all boils down to live below your income status, I'd say preferably 50%, and invest large amounts so that you have passive income coming in. When you have good money, when you are rich financially, you have less stress, less worries, and you've got more money which you can then use towards good causes, towards charity, towards helping the poor and the needy in this world. But if you are poor, you can't help anyone. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, I want you to be prosperous and successful. And I wish and pray that this advice comes in handy to you. And that was a long marathon, as I said earlier on. If you'd like to unmute yourselves and turn on your videos, we can look at further questions, queries, discussion based on this.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, Pramod Bhai. So there was a heavy going today, isn't it? 3 different topics in one go.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Can't see you, Pramod Bhai.
I don't know. I didn't turn. Oh, yes, it's off. I think you switched me off. I can't switch it back.
Oh, yeah. During the thing, I had to do that. Okay, I asked you. So, okay, no worries. Now you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Pramod Bhai. Bolo, bolo.
No worries.
So, anything special that flew and come to you?
I think everything was nicely presented. Very interesting.
Thank you. Finance is the trickiest thing that I have learned in my life.
I think that was touching.
Very tricky thing. Because our teaching system in the world, I don't think is nice in the sense they teach you A plus B equals C square and this and that and trigonometry, and they teach you all that. They teach you calculus and mathematics, advanced algebra, geometry, trigonometry, but they don't teach you how to be simply good, well off financially in life. They don't teach you that. So they don't teach you how to make money, and they don't teach you how to save money and how to grow money like apples and trees. They don't teach you that. So it's such a debacle. I've seen a lot of graduates who have, even doctors I know, they are working hard, they are making a lot of money, but they are poor. In the sense, if they stop working for 3 months, their house would be gone. It will be repossessed. Their cars, beautiful cars, would be repossessed because everything is on loans. So they are living a very flashy life, flashy car, big bungalow, very good house, golden jewelry, holidays, but financially they are 3 months away from disaster. 3 months. If they don't have job for 3 months, they are finished. And that is not a good way to live. We should have our life such that even if you are not working, suddenly you had an accident and your hand and feet, one of your leg broke up and you had fractures, and doctor said 6 months aram.
Not only that, now job security is so poor that
there's no job security.
No, there's no job security, so they're stressed out,
Exactly. But people still have to have the latest phone.
Yeah.
So suppose I've got iPhone 12 and 13 is released. Now I'll be constantly itching to sell my 12 and buy 13. I'll find 1,000 bahanas to buy the 13.
Exactly.
I
think it's live like the Joneses. It's bad principle.
Yeah. So this is the most trickiest thing I have learned up till now in my life, that the success financially would be only feasible if we live below our means, and I have seen, because I go house to house, like I've come to your house, I've come to Hema Ben's house for puja, and so on and so forth. I go house to house, and I've seen some very rich people who earn hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, hundreds of thousands. But the problem, they spend more than what they are bringing in. So even rich people are having loans, and that's not good. That
That's
is
not.
not, you're constantly on a hamster wheel. As I said, if you don't pay, we have to think, are we in a financial situation that if we don't work for 6 months, will we be able to maintain this standard of living? If
I
not,
tell you,
yeah,
example, say my friend, my classmate, he was very poor, like Amarat statement. But when they came to England, his father was so wise. He had 4 or 5 brothers and sisters. But every time other brother got married, the father said to them, 6 months in this house, I want you out. I don't care whether you go renting or, and they are all successful now. They all got houses and, renting houses and everything, because the dad was very wise. He says, "Now, you get out of the house, 6 months I give you, start saving or go and rent a property." And then kids have become so good,
yeah, I would call it tough love. You have to
Yeah,
do tough love to fix your children. Otherwise, they become juvenile. Even they are, when they are 30s or 40s, they become dependent on you. They are like little children, even if they are 40 years old,
exactly.
because you have cared for them too much. Remember,
Mm,
you can do too much of things. It's like salt. You can add too much salt and the food goes rubbish. In a similar way, if you love your children too much, you ruin them. So you have to find the happy balance. You want to give them support, but you want to give them challenge at the same time.
mm.
And timing is very important. I am always worry about timing, that you need to do things on time. Do not delay. I've seen so many people ruin their lives just by delaying their lives, delaying studying, delaying earning money, delaying saving money, delaying getting married, delaying getting children after marriage. Oh my goodness, there's delays left, right, and center, and people are wasting their life, they're wasting their money, throwing things away. So we need to awaken. We need to awaken.
That's
And
true.
that's why I thought I would make this whole series. So we will now have 11 videos altogether. These videos are what, 15, 17, 20 minutes long. So there will be 11 videos. I'll put it as a playlist on YouTube and send you the links later on sometime. This may be early next week to you. You can share this to your family and friends who you think will benefit from it. But remember, as I always say, it's like a cup. If a cup is upside and it rains, the cup will fill. Same come if it is upside down and it rains, no
No,
matter how much it rains, it's not going to fill.
no.
So if your relative who you give the link to is not interested and their cup is upside down, they think they know everything and let me enjoy my life, then they will not benefit.
True.
They need to have a cup upside so they can have
Feel
yes.
excellent. Yeah. Good,
Emma
good,
Ben,
good.
did you want to add anything?
No, it's very, very, very interesting. I mean, that's how we've lived our life. This is what we advise our children how to live their life. And
Beautiful.
I'm in a generation where my father bought his first house when he was 50, and I watched the struggles when we came from Africa. He was 50 when he bought his first house. So we've watched it all, and about saving and all that. It was all there. Praveen has been very good, investing in his pension and that. That's why we can be at home now.
Nice.
Both of us are retired and living the
Well
life,
done.
simple life, but it's a good life to live.
Yes, and you know what? There's less stress in your life. You live longer, you live healthier, and you live happier lives.
Because his brain is so powerful, he invested some of his pension money and bought properties, and then he looks after them. So he's still working, but it's a very relaxed way of working. So you're
Nice.
absolutely right. It was very, very interesting. And I will certainly show this to my girls. My daughter, she was walking in and out, said, yeah, especially about the milk, because she's a vegan, and organic milk we should drink. She used to say to her grandma, કે ગાયનું દૂધ ગાયને પીવાનું હોય, ગાયના બચ્ચાને પીવાનું હોય. That's what she
Yeah.
used to say. So even my mother-in-law gave up milk, and I says, Mom, it's only because she's saying they add too many things, so it's best
Yeah.
to drink organic milk. So yeah, it's up
Yes.
to us to teach our children like our parents taught us.
So true, Marabin. And concluding, I've got few questions. I'll take them very quickly. Somebody asked me, is smoothie good for you?
Smoothie, no.
The green smoothie, you know, the healthy smoothies. Yeah, when you go to the shopping center, you see green, healthy smoothies. So that's the question. I would again say small portion, little bit in a small glass, okay. But if you have a full bottle, it's tons and tons of sugar in my eyes. It's just too much sugars. If you keep on drinking smoothies, you're gonna go fat. Don't do that. Once in a while, it's okay. I prefer squash. So you add a little bit of fruit and fruit juice and add a lot of plain water, mix it up and drink. Next one, onion and garlic. It's tamoguni food. I use onion and garlic as medicine. So when you got shardi, cough, your sinuses are blocked up, you can have onion and garlic in your meal, in your food, and it will clear up them very easily. If you have it every day, it will raise your stress levels. It's tamoguni food. So use it as medicine. Nothing wrong. Use it as medicine only. Don't overdo it. Food wasting people. There are some people who waste food. What should we do to tell them? I think that is a childhood problem. Their family members, their elders didn't teach them that food should not be wasted. So this is a parent problem. It's too late already. If there is somebody grown up and they are wasting food, I doubt we can change them very easily. બરોબર ને મા બાપે નહીં શીખવાડ્યું તો પછી શું કરો તમે? Some things are done in the childhood only. Thali for food. Can we have Gujarati thali? Yes, very good. So long as it's not a sweet thali, everything is pudding, pudding, pudding. And then the next question is, after thali or after meal, should we have pudding? I think somebody like me who likes sweets is asking this question, okay? ગળ્યું ખવાય કે નહીં? Well, yes, khawai. I would say 12 months, 12 times you can have pudding. Now choose what you want to do. You can have your family members 12 birthdays, and each birthday you'll have a slice of cake, and that's 12 puddings a year. Or, however, but not more than 12 puddings a year. Because what do you do? Ajkal badha, everybody's having pudding left, right, and center. ગાંડાની જેમ વાત જવા દ્યો ભાઈ. And I get too much pudding because I do puja. So I go to family and they give me a box of mithai. અથવા તો લાડવા આપે મને. અને પછી કહે કે મહારાજ લાડવા તો ખવાય. Yeah, well, then I'll become like a ladwo, big one. Got to control. Only 12 puddings a year. Okay. 8 glasses of water is advertised left, right, and center. You might have seen. Have you? Have 8 glasses of water?
No.
Can't drink, yeah. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 8 or 6 or 10. Drink as much as your body tells you to drink. Your body will tell you, I like it, I want it, I'm thirsty. Drink it then. If you just keep on drinking regardless, you will reduce essential salts from your body. You'll flush them out. So don't do that. Only what your body says. Listen to your body, because everybody's body is different. So Pramod Bhai's body is different to mine. My weight is different to him. So is Praveen Bhainu and Hema Bennu. So you cannot compare apples to pears. Everybody's system is different.
I'm hardly thirsty, Satyavata.
Huh?
I'm hardly thirsty. I don't drink, sometimes couple of, glasses a day.
Yeah, so when you're thirsty, it's fine, but don't force feed. I know some people who take a 2-liter bottle in the morning and say, I have to finish it before evening. And even if they can't drink, they are not thirsty, they keep on glugging away. Then you lose essential minerals from your body if you do that. You flush it out. Because body will not retain it, it will flush out.
Yeah.
Next one, somebody said, can we have water before bed? I would say no, because then you'll have to get up at night. Not a good idea. Dilesh Bhai says, what's the difference between sweet potato and potato? Sweet potato has got more fiber in it. And so if you eat organic sweet potato, preferably with skin, if it is not too burnt, and not directly, because it will spike your sugar straight away, add some fat like olive oil, ghee, butter, and then eat it, then it's very good for you. Somebody said, what about other fruits and vegetables? Yes, you can add them, so that's okay. Finally, like one meal a day, I suggested, he was saying, can we have one drink a day? No, no, no. Drink as much as you want, so long as you're not forcing yourself. Two things after food. The question was, can we eat tal? Je tal hoy છે ને, sesame seeds, they are very good. So after meal, if you have 1 teaspoon and you chew it, it's very good for your gums, teeth, and body. And pan. આપણે ઇન્ડિયામાં બધા પાન ખાય ને લોકો? That's the final question. Pan ખાવું જોઈએ કે નહીં? Pan is very good so long as all these pan shops, the artificial flavorings, they બધું નાખતા હોય છે and you don't have all of them. So natural, what should you have in pan? Generally speaking, pan with katho and chuno, a little bit of chuno, katho, mixed it up. And then you add, if you like sopari, you don't have to have it, but katreli, jhini, shekeli sopari. Little bit, not too much. And then you can have variyadi, dhanani dal, loving, taj, ilaichi. And then wrap it and eat it. But nowadays, if you get some pan from the shopping center or, pan house, usually it's like a pudding. It's not a pan.
It's
So
true.
when you eat pan, you think you are eating a pudding. Don't do
true.
that. That's dangerous. Okay, so that clears all the questions. Any questions before we log off today?
No?
Wonderful. So we had a great time today. Thank you very much. We covered quite a bit of backup કેમ કે એક બે વખત વચ્ચે બ્રેક પડી હતી ને. So we've covered everything. Remember last week was very sunny and nice, so I had a great time and I hope you enjoyed the summer while it was there. Just now it's freezing cold outside.
It's winter.
It seemed આજે બપોરે તો મને થાતું હતું કે it's going to be snowing today.
I think it's
એટલું
going to
ઠંડુ
snow.
લાગતું. Very cold. So please be careful in winter. Do not go out. You will catch problems otherwise. Okay, so be careful as much as possible. And yes, keep in touch. After the summer wedding season, I'm going to do another course in winter. That is my plan. Now I'm going into summer wedding plannings. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, queries, you got my number. Just feel free to call me, email me, WhatsApp me. And in the meantime, I wish you a great time, great success, and great joy.
Thank you. Bye. Same to you. Regards to the family. Chalo.
God
Bye.
bless. Thank
Just-
you.
Thank you.